So you bring the lead in, what is the conversion? Do they answer the phone? And now those that you do, can you get to the decision maker? And if you do, how many of those you can close? You got to know this here. You got to be able to get this data. Hey guys, Tom Cummins again. Thanks for following me. And if you're not, hit the button, damn it. All right. So I have someone trying to sell me leads to call. What are your thoughts on buying lists? Should I buy lists or should I go to social media to produce leads to help my team sell services? Okay, so there's a question. Tell you something, guys. I'm trying to remember how I answered this time. I'm going to pretend I never heard this question before. Here's the answer, guys. You got to do it all. Here's the question. Which one works best for you? Okay, look, my company is a sales organization, all right? The leads that we have is like the air that they breathe, it's the air they breathe. They need to have air, okay? Now, what do they do with them? There's so many questions. This question has parts to it, okay? Because there's quantity, how many, and then there's quality, the value of, all right? Now, and then you have the factor, what do they cost you? Now, I can go out, I run a telemarketing room. I have hundreds of guys on the phones. We deal with, I've been doing this forever, right? So we have a database of like gazillions of leads, but we're constantly, people move in, they move out, the new businesses start, old businesses fail, things change. So I'm constantly spending money to update my leads, constantly. You have to, it's part of my business. What does it cost me? I need to know about this, right? The question you didn't put in there, what's the cost of the goddamn leads? You gotta know, right? So if they're gonna sell them to you, now we can go out and get penny leads, nickel leads. You could buy 3 leads for a penny, or you could pay like 10 cents. I've seen it where people tried to sell me leads, it costs like $1. I'm like, my God, right? So the question is, there is that element of what is your cost? Now you come down to what is your conversion? Now for us, like in this question, it says, so I can call them, right? Do they answer the phone? What's your conversion? Can I get a hello so I can start the sales presentation? Next thing, now this is a tough one. It's also going to get into is the people calling them. That's a variable there, right? In another video I was talking about, I have a group of people in my Salesforce. I have like 180 people in my Salesforce. There's a group of them that make that like $1,200 a week. And I would call that vanilla, right? That's vanilla. That is an average person like that. They're not great and they're not horrible. They're hardworking people. They're the rock of my company. They're the foundation, right? And I have more of them than I have anything. Can they sell them? Can they convert these guys, right? Because I'm not worried about the ones down here, and I don't worry about these guys up there. They can sell anybody anything. And these guys, they probably couldn't close a door, much less a deal. So I don't worry about them either. So you got the foundation. What can they do? And you need to know this in your company. You're like, who's the important people on your Salesforce that you use as a survey, okay? Now, so you bring the lead in, what is the conversion? Do they answer the phone? And now those that you do, can you get to the decision maker? And if you do, how many of those you can close? You got to know this here. You got to be able to get this data and evaluate that, all right? Now, your social media, so you got this now, you have an ability to create a filter on this whole thing, right? So you can show them something, it's something about your business, your product, your service. There's a little you can do on social media, and then they can click a button, and then you can get a lead from that. All right, now the beautiful thing about that, you can make that lead go, here's a link, take a look at it. You create the funnel. You can make them jump through more hoops before your sales rep talks to them. Now in Italy, I do network marketing. I'm looking for people who want to do the business opportunity I have over there. So we have hooks all over the internet. And it costs me, I don't remember the numbers right now, but it's somewhere in the 3-4 euros that it costs to get someone to talk to, right? So the point I'm making here is what we found out is by getting them to click, there's different ways you can work social media here. And I'm gonna tell you something, guys, attention grabbing media, who is my coach, the guys who work for me in Italy, I have Jorge, who is the coach for my director of promotion and marketing in Italy, and they run that whole social media thing. And they work all these elements out because there's many different ways. You can say you got to fill out a form, or you can just click a button and it's a warm lead that Facebook will give you their information. And there are different qualities of these things, and they cost different amounts of money. This is what I like personally about social media, is you can create the funnel. You get a large number coming in here, and then you say, now I need you to do this. Watch this data. It's actually, you can show them a presentation, and if they're still interested, now they talk to you, so you take it from a contact to a warm lead because they did a second step. I love that about social media. You should be more efficient in your ability to close them. Okay, so the point I'm making here is you have this group of people here, your sales force. They need air to breathe. They need leads. I've had organizations where we literally had the leads on paper. That's how, well, actually it tells you how far back in time we go, right? But you've got to be able to manage these. You need to know what's going on to them. You just don't start handling out every different type of lead to every different type of person. You need to be smart about this, man. It's a huge cost. I mean, everything I do, like in Italy, we sign up energy accounts. And I know exactly how many euros to the penny it costs me to get a new energy account working for my company, right? I know this. Same thing here in America. I work with a home services company up in the United Kingdom, right? Does tens of millions of dollars a year. We know how much a lead costs, what it takes, was a conversion. They do a service out there where they actually put door hangers. They have a company that goes out, they hire a company that goes up there, and on the door handle, they put a promotional piece. Can you believe that old school stuff, right? And it does tens of millions of dollars hanging a flyer on the door. And they can actually say, when I go into an area and I send these flyers in there, they can look there by their clock and go, okay, I launched it, and the phone should start ringing now. And they know how many calls should come in based on how many flyers they put out, because it's expensive to do. And they know how much they should convert. So you see what I'm saying? This is a major cost in your environment. You need to know what is more successful, like the social media works, the bot list work, a combination of the both. Okay, what is your product or service you're selling? How do you meet people? I mean, it's not just a simple yes or no question. There's some variables to it. I hope this helped. And guys, if you have a way to write a more specific question for me, like, well, here is my situation, what would you recommend? I'd appreciate that. And until we talk again, follow me. Come on, guys, hit the button, and I'll see you again in the next video.